Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about volume of prisms and cylinders. You're going to need your flip chart notes, the one we made in class. We're going to be putting on the other side of prisms and cylinders. So one side should be surface area, the other part of your note should be volume. Okay, you're going to need a pen and/or pencil and a calculator. All right, let's get started. So here, a volume is the number of cubic units it takes to fill up an entire interior of a solid. So if we look at this, ladies and gentlemen, we have to fill this up. How many square units will it take? Well, if I look at this, I can break this apart. So there's one. This section here has to be broken in three, so I'm going to cut it in half. This one also in three, so there's one. Here's the other part. Now that I've broken it all in its pieces, we just have to go through and count. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 total cubic units on this shape. Here we go. First thing we need to have in our notes, under prism. So this is volume of a prism. You need to have this formula written down, please. Volume equals capital B times H. Now, that capital B is my base area. So the area of my base, and the H is the height of my prism. So if I would look at this, you guys don't have to draw the picture, just make sure you have the formula down. My base are the two pieces that are the same. So in this case, it's the hexagon. These two hexagons are my bases, and my height is the distance from one to the other. So this right here represents my height. So make sure you have this formula written down, please. Alright, this is the example that you need to have in your notes. It says, find the volume of the right prism, round to 2 decimal places if necessary. So have this one written in your flip chart, please. If we look at this, we have to see what our base is. Now our base for this one, ladies and gentlemen, is this right here. They have to be the same, and the same here is our trapezoid. So our trapezoid is our base. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area of my base. So we're going to work with our trapezoid. To find the area of a trapezoid, remember we can have our bright pink sheet out. Area equals 1/2 the height times base 1 plus base 2. So I'm going to plug in the information that I know. Area equals 1/2. My height is right here, 7. And my base 1 and base 2, base right here, so that's going to be 6, plus my base right here, which is going to be 9. And that together I get the area equals 1/2, 7 times 15. Now I'm just going to type all that into my calculator. Area equals 52.5 inches squared. Now to find my volume, all I'm going to do is plug it into my formula. So volume equals base area times height. Now I already found my base area, which is my trapezoid, so I'm going to plug that in. Volume equals 52.5 times my height. Now my height is from one trapezoid to the other. That's this right here. This 4 is my height. Type that into my calculator, and my volume equals 210 inches. Now when I'm working with volume, I'm working with 3-dimensional, so I'm talking about cube. Okay, we're talking about cubic units. Alright, moving on to our next example. Now ladies and gentlemen, if you have room on that same spot, you're going to want to put this example under prisms again, because we're going to solve for a variable. If you don't have room, you can write it in your notes too. That's fine, okay? So it says find the length of x using the given volume. So this time I'm given volume, and I need to find my x value. So first thing I want to do to find volume, volume equals base area times the height. So let's see what we know. We need to find our base. Our base, remember, is what we have 2 of that are exactly the same, and that would be a right triangle. Okay, so first thing we need to do, base area. So if I have my triangle, area equals 1, or base times height divided by 2. If I look at this, I know this is 8. I don't know this, I'll call it y. I need to find that because it's base times height. And I know my hypotenuse. So to do that, I'm going to say y squared plus 8 squared equals 17 squared. Y squared plus 64 equals 289 minus 64 from both sides. Y squared equals 225. To find y, take the square root. Y equals 15. So this side here is going to be 15. So when I plug it in to find the area of my triangle, area equals 15 times 8 divided by 2. My area equals 60 feet squared. So I have the area of my triangle. Now remember, we need to solve for x. X right here is my height. So my volume is 360. My base area I just found was 60. And I don't know my height. So to find my height, I'm going to divide both sides by 60. 360 divided by 60 is 6 feet, which equals x, or my height. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that is our answer. All right, now moving on to cylinders. So make sure you have the cylinder part of your foldable open. The formula to find the volume of a right cylinder is as follows. Volume of cylinder equals pi r squared times h. And h, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be our height. So the picture we don't need necessarily, but we do need to make sure that we have this equation written down. So the volume of a cylinder equals pi times the radius squared times the height. All right, this is an example that you're going to want to have in your notes. Find the volume of the right cylinder, round to 2 decimal places. So I'm given here the diameter. I need to know the radius. So this is going to be 11. Volume equals pi r squared times the height. Plug in what we know. So volume equals pi, my radius is 11 squared, times my height is 16. I'm just going to type all this into my calculator, and the volume of this right cylinder equals 6,082.12 feet. And since we're talking about volume, ladies and gentlemen, cubed. All right, that is all I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful, joyous day, and I will be seeing you later. Thanks. Bye.